does this thing on it. He's just like sketching with pen to us. Then he cuts it in half, hands one to Tom and one to me. The one to me was musical notes from On Tomorrow, and the one to Tom was the words from Brothers On Tomorrow. And I go, are you sure this is the right one? Because he's the guitar player. He's the one that reads notations. He goes, no, you're the one that uses words, so you have to familiarize yourself with music. And I gave him the lyrics so he could have those. We go, okay, cool. So then Calvin goes, well, since it's so late anyway, why don't you guys follow me back? We'll go back to Mulholland, because there's a bunch of people at the house where I'm staying, and they're having a party. And I'm sure they're still up, and everything will be cool. So we follow Calvin back up there. And when we get there, Calvin goes, I just had some great ideas for drawings on things. So I think I'm going to just work until I fall asleep. He had this one little room. He had a really cool guest room. I forget whose house it was. But there was a party going on. It was like all these manic Brits were out of their gourds. Like everybody was drunk. Tricoli and I kind of took one look at him and go, fuck it. Because we both worked at the library. I'd gotten Tricoli a job at the main branch. And I was the library inspector and he was one of the pages, and we had to be there, first people there at 9 next morning, so we figured we could get 2-3 hours sleep, he'd pick me up in the morning. So I get back on the back of Tricoli's motorcycle, and we ride back to Santa Monica. And the thing is, also in terms of time frame, geography, and weather, it was like this foggy night. As soon as we came over the ridge, it was like really foggy in Santa Monica. So Tricoli's dropping me off at the house, and he goes, all right, man, what an amazing day. He goes, do you feel strange? And I say, yeah, I feel kind of strange. Like my hair feels all like it's standing on end, kind of electrified. He goes, I have that same feeling. He goes, my skin feels really strange. And I said, yeah, I feel like it's like a prickly heat desert. Maybe we were allergic to some algae or something in the rocks, or maybe there was maybe just granite dust or just some weird desert vibration thing. We definitely went through this heavy desert vibrational magnetic flux feeling. I go, well, I guess it's nothing. So I go, well, you'll pick me up in about 3 hours, right? He goes, yeah, because, we got to get there and unlock the library. So I go, cool. So I get off the motorcycle. I go upstairs to the apartment. And the girlfriend that I was living with then, I was thinking, God, she's going to be sound asleep, pissed off and everything. I didn't call anything. I go bounding up the stairs. I open the door real quietly. The television's blasting. And I go, what are you doing still up? Why were you up all night? She goes, what the fuck are you talking about? And I look over at the screen and Saturday Night Live is coming on. And I go, what time is it? Saturday Night Live, they're playing NBC reruns these really early in the morning again? I never knew that. And she goes, what the fuck are you talking about? It's 11:30. And I go, no, it's not. It's not 11:30. She goes, yeah, it's 11:30. She goes, just relax and let's watch Saturday Night Live. So I go, wow, what's going on here? So I figured that maybe I just made an entire time frame adjustment around Lancaster, for 9 hours, definitely. The band would confirm that with me. Everybody that was there would confirm that with me. Then we went over to the Denny's. It was midnight on everybody's watch when they were all agreeing they were going to go back to LA and see X. At their last, at 11 o'clock, they were all saying they were going to go back to LA to see X when they came on at midnight or 12:15 or whatever their last show was at the Roxy. We all looked at our watches then, and so I didn't think anything about it. I was just going, that's kind of strange, really strange. And at first I was thinking, yeah, nothing is wrong, really. It's only 2 or 3 hours. So then finally I watched it and I was tired, so I watched Saturday Night Live. I didn't say anything about it to her. I went to bed, and as soon as I got up the next morning, I called Tricoli. And he goes, hello. And I go, Tom. And he goes, Tom, what's going on? And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, you went through it too, didn't you? And I said, are you talking about the same thing that I'm talking about? To do with time and the entire time element. He goes, yeah! He goes, yeah, it really happened, right? He goes, what exactly happened? And I go, I don't know, but you better get over here immediately. So we got together, we had breakfast, and we were going over every detail of it. We like wrote it out, you know. We got to call Scott, Andy, Paul, you know, Andrew the drummer. We got to call everybody and just see, you know, break it down piece by piece. And we're going like, we did definitely go out. Everybody left at 11 p.m. I mean, we were there definitely shooting film for at least 8 or 9 hours. By the time we got to the Denny's, it was definitely past midnight. And it was definitely like 3-hour wait, and the waitress got off her shift. And we were there with those different ever-changing car clubs for at least a period of 2 hours or so. And then I started thinking about the fact that my hair felt really strange. And Tom said the same thing, that his hair and skin felt really strange. So we decided that we should call Calvin and see if he was aware of it. So we called Calvin after we got off work at the library. And we go, you know, Calvin, something very strange happened. Did your hair feel strange or anything, or your skin, or did you feel like it was like weird weather yesterday? And Calvin said, you know, when I got in my van, it was like all my arm hairs and everything were like electric. Because I definitely felt something. And I'm going, what time did we get back to Mulholland? And he said, well, it was about 5 in the morning. And I go, and everybody at the party would confirm that too, your arrival time. And so apparently what happened was we went through some warp in time. We gained this extra 8 or 9 hour period for some reason. And it seemed to be this critical juncture of something to do with the desert, something to do with Don's tragedy, something to do with everything that was going on. This collection of personalities, the private individual dynamics of each person that was involved. It was just some weird flux thing that somehow we elbowed our way through. You know, but it definitely happened. We became unstuck in time. I still don't know what happened. When I went on the road with Calvin, about a month later, I finally told him the whole story. He said, what was that strange stuff you were always saying about the desert? And I told him. And he goes, stuff like that happens all the time. And then Calvin went in this whole thing out. There's a lot of saucer activity in the desert. And maybe that's what it was. But it really did happen. I had the exact date written down once. And I talked to this guy who had some background in science and physics. And he was telling me that May 7th was a very heavy day for electromagnetic bombardment or something, in terms of sun's rays. What do you make of that, Jerry?
That's a hard one. I was going to say you got into some time warp, or you got caught up in some otherworldly experience.
I felt very honored after a while that it happened. It felt like with some extra gift of time,
you had someone to share it with and try to interpret it too.
And I think it was the right collection of personalities to go through it. You know, because Tricoli was always very open to spontaneous combustion. You know, any stories of the paranormal or anything. But I remember there was that initial hesitation when I called him the next morning. It was like kind of a wordless, Tom? You know, then he let out this roar of relief, almost like, ah, you went through it too, you know. But then it was confirmed for him and he didn't have to go crazy about it. I felt a huge sense of it. I was willing almost to slap it off, like, well, I was just like entirely wrong. But then there was the nagging reality of everybody involved. But something happened at that Denny's. Even if we left before we went to the Denny's, we couldn't have gotten back to Santa Monica in time, in a 30-minute time frame, in time for Saturday Night Live. And there was something very significant about John French going to this whole thing about Christ, you know, and how he was getting out of music, which he later didn't. He later came back with Richard Thompson and Henry Gleiser stuff. Where can a man get a decent roast beef sandwich in this sealed tuna town? Do not attempt to let your television set adjust you. That which doesn't kill me makes me famous for 15 minutes. I'm starving. I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. This is Brennan live behind enemy lines. I've just come from a day of work, a morning of work, posing as a yuppie, but not really. The dead giveaway is the shoes. It's the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever had. But if you look closely, you will see incipient signs of biological phasing, striations, age marks. I bought a new pair of shoes about 3 weeks ago, but I wear these just to annoy everybody in the office. They're wondering why the hell he has the tie, he has the other regalia, the other accoutrement of being a success in this society, but those shoes are haunting us. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat now. Thank you. The music of U2 is following me everywhere today, like a predatory beast here on my back. I mean, who can follow a band? They can't even read a street map or a Thomas Brothers guide. They don't, the streets do have names. That's the entire point of maps. You know, it's all a racist thing because they're trying to present, I'm Irish, they're trying to present the Irish as being thick and ignorant, and I don't go for it. Don't you either. Don't you be fooled either. Let's see. Against my doctor's orders, I think I'm going to have a roast beef with Swiss. A little mayonnaise, not too much. A little regular mustard, not the hot kind. And I might get some cool ranch chips. The cool ranch chips. Here's the entire budget for this film. As Godard said, movies are not a way of making money, they are a way of spending money. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just throwing money away. How big is the budget of this film? Well, it probably would be the entire equivalent of Elizabeth Taylor's little toenails polish for the entire shoot of Cleopatra video. You're like that guy on the pier, right in my ear. Right behind Freebo's ear. You might want to turn off and conserve the battery. For the anecdotes, for the anecdotal part. Oh, you like the good board and stuff. I'm in my element. Hi, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how about you?
We're doing a documentary about a hungry man on his lunch hour. You might want to get some of the stars, some of the true stars. Oh, we all get a free sandwich out of all this. Put these people on the map.